Designer, so welcome back to the part 2, which is the back pattern for our freehand basic body. So the next thing we're going to be doing, before we move to the back, let's do our neck line for the front. So for the neckline, the standard freehand neckline is 3 by 3. It's 3 by 3, 3 by 3. Except otherwise, you can do something different. That's depending on the style you're doing. But for a basic freehand gown, it's 3 by 3 first, and you connect. Now on this our shoulder slope, this slope is supposed to start from this point, this neck point, to this point. So if you already did this one, please make correction, because this is the part you are going to, after cutting the neck, if it's here, the shoulder is already bent here, and the shoulder is only to slope here. Here is still up. So the next thing to do the first thing for our back pattern is to determine your bust point, like we got for the front. Your bust point, if you still want your under bust for situation where you'll be needing your under bust, you can still put your under bust, but it's not really necessary to me, because for this basic body I'm not using my back under bust. So the other thing to do, or the point to note, the difference between your back and your front is your waistline. For your front, you did your shoulder to your waist point, while for back it's shoulder to your nape line. My nape line is 15, so my shoulder to my nape. So instead of shoulder to waistline, now it's shoulder to nape you are going to be using. Shoulder to your nape, your bust point. So this is our bust point, this is our waistline for back. Please let me explain again. The difference between your front waistline and your back waistline is your nape to waist. For back it's nape to waist, while for front is shoulder to waist. So that's the difference. The next thing you're going to be doing for your back is to determine your shoulder slope to your shoulder. My shoulder point is still remain 9. It's freehand, so it's the same shoulder we're using. My neckline is 3. For your back, you can use 3 by 1.5, 3 by 2, 3 by 1, but the standard is 3 by 1.5. Depending on the kind of neckline you're working with, you might be using neckline that the back is deeper than the front, so it all depends on you. So on this part now, we're going to be slanting our shoulder. Our back shoulder slope is 1 inch, while the front is half inch, it's 1.5. So you connect it back to this your neck point. The next thing to do is to determine your arms height, like we did for front, which we use 8.1. Here now you can go up by your 2 inch, like I told you. You can go up by your 2 inch from your bust line. That's from your bust line, you go up by your 2 inch and you connect your line. Now what are we going to be doing? You're going to have that same 9 inch here, so you have a straight line first, the same 9 inch, and you connect your straight line. Now you input your normal bust measurement minus that 0.2 you added to this front, so you are going to remove it here. So please let me explain again. For front, we added extra 0.2 for our bust. For back, we are removing it, because the one we add to the front, that's what we are removing from the back, because the back don't have bust. So your bust is sitting at the front, not at the back. On your waistline, you divide your waist like how you did, still standard, do it. Now the next thing to do, you check what you have from this your point, from this your waist point to this other one. You have a 9 inch. You bring down that 9 inch. You're going to bring back that 9 inch for your hip line. So the 9 inch you use for front is still, it still stands for the back. Now on this point, that's where we input our hip measurement plus the 0.2 we remove from here. So my hip is 10.5 plus that 0.2. So the next thing I'm going to do is to connect. Why on my bust line? I think I've gotten my bust already. Yeah. So I'll connect it back to on this my shoulder slope or the arms eye line. I still repeat the measurement I use for my bust. I told you, because that's where you're connecting it to now. You connect straight to this point. Then you make your arms eye for back. You're not reducing anything. Please, I don't know how you connect your own leg work, so use your curve ruler. If my curve ruler is not giving me what I want. I told you, if you can do straight connection, and if you can pick at once. Me, I can't pick at once. That's why I'm having to double pick. So I finally got what I want. So the next thing to do, if you look at your back and front pattern, from here to here, we have 6. From here to here, we have like 8.2 or thereabout. So what do you do? Because when you're sewing, you need these two sides to be equal, and here is already long. The next thing to do is the difference between your nape to waist. My nape to waist is 15. My shoulder to my waist point is 17.5. Now I'm going to do 17.5 minus 15. 17.5, if you take out 15, you're going to be left with 2.5. So the difference between this and this is 2.5. Now how do we now remove that 2.5? On this your bust line, you come down by that 2.5, connect it to your bust point. So this is it. You have shortened it back to the length of this one. After you close this one, when you start sewing and you close this one, you realize that they will blend to each other. So that is it. And this is one of the things that make your free hand, that your free hand is always too big, or your zip will be puffing at the back, or that you see the length of your front and your back is not the same, please. So that's why we have our nape to waist. The next thing to do is your dart. You still repeat your dart here. The first dart we have for front, my bust radius is 4.5. Now I'm going to be removing 0.5 from it, which I'm going to be using 4. So if your nape to waist is 4 and you use 4 for your front, your back dart line should be 3.5. Now you take the same half inch, still standard. Mark your dart point for down, which is 6 inch from your waistline. Then you connect your darts. Connect your dart back to your bust line. Now this is it. How do you eliminate zip puffing and the rest at the back? That's what we call zip contouring. So to contour your zip, look at the person's body. If the person's back is deep, most people that their back is deep, they usually have bum bum at the back, and they have big bum bum. Such person, you can use 1 inch If the person back is not that deep, it's somehow straight, you can use 0.5. It all depends on you, please. This 0.5 now, you connect it, or the 1 inch, you connect to this point. This one, don't let it get to the hip point, just stop somewhere within, because if you get to the hip point, you have reduced from your hip. So this is how it is. The next is you reduce from this waistline by 0.5, 0.5 standard, whether big or small is 0.5. Now you connect the dart to your waistline. Connect the dart to your waistline. Now if we are going to be cutting, we're cutting out this part like this. We're cutting out this part. So that is all for your freehand basic body. So if there's any other question, you can ask below on the comment section, and see you in our next class. Thank you very much for watching.